on that note, do you feel that it should just be like a free, wild experience of how to raise a child? Like, because the thing is that you have to know the signs, you know what I mean? You can't like put them away, but should you embrace them earlier? What's your opinion on that?
I think that
Hey guys, how are you? I have something super special to talk to you about. I have somebody that has a very special place in my heart, Bianca, tonight. We have, as humans, social responsibility to talk about topics that maybe a lot of people don't have the courage to do. And I'm so proud to call you my friend because you have the balls to talk about this topic. Tell us a little bit about your journey, who you are, and what you want to accomplish tonight.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. My name is Bianca de la Garza, and I have a crazy journey in life. I'm a transgender model right now. I dedicate myself to bringing awareness to not only the acceptance of transgender community and transgender people, but also within themselves, especially transgenders that are younger. Acceptance of oneself and self-love to each other.
How old were you when you realized that you were born in a different body? Because your soul is one and maybe the body's different, yeah?
Yeah, I honestly, everyone has like a different journey. For me, I really didn't think ever that I wanted to be a girl until later on in life. I just started to notice that it made more sense for me. I had always been very feminine. I had always had feminine tendencies.
You look gorgeous, by the way. How gorgeous is she? Right? A lot of girls will want to like look half of that.
Thank you. And lately, what I have realized more than just the looks and the outside, being a woman is much more, and it's much deeper. And I think that a lot of transgender people, such as myself, need more to know that more and to realize that and to look deeper within ourselves, in our soul, like you said. So it took me a while, to answer your question, it took me a while, a few years in my teenage years to realize that I wasn't gay, and I wasn't bi, I wasn't gay. I really was transgender. So I started my evolution at 21, something like that, which is kind of late for transgender, especially now, you know, that there's more openness, more acceptance. I see more teens that are 17, 18 starting their journey. And you get, you know, you have to do all your process.
I want to talk a little bit about your background because I think it really matters where you grew up. You know, if you're from a small town, from a city, if you grew up outside of the US, because certain places have a bigger acceptance and other places are super closed off where it's a taboo topic. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you grew up.
Well, I mean, I grew up in a very conservative town, in a very conservative city where my family was pretty much in the spotlight a lot because they were pretty known. And
this is back in Mexico, right?
In Mexico. So I was basically being brought up by my parents to be the one that was going to take over, you know, businesses and family decisions. Because I have, my real name is my father's name, but also my grandfather's name and my great-grandfather's name and my great-grandfather's name. So I have a number in my real name. That's how like old school family that I come from.
The heritage.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you had to break up like a boss with your culture, a little bit of your heritage and your family in order to be the boss of your life?
Yeah, I had to make the decision to be myself. I disappeared for 2 years from my house. O sea, yo no le hablaba a nadie de mi familia.
Do you feel that running from your fear though, it makes you, like, it will always hunt you down? You have to fear your bitch. You have to own it. And then people really respect you when you take charge of your life and you really make that fear your bitch. Guys, when you take control and you really like put your foot down, then don't you feel that your family and friends, if they really love you and they're truly connected to you, they're gonna respect that more?
Yes, absolutely. Now, I'm very close to my family. I'm very close to my mom, my brothers.
I know.
And now it's weird, but it's almost like I inspire them. Like they tell me like you're so strong.
I will feel that like they're more proud of somebody that has gone through so much. I mean, like if I have like a brother or a sister that has gone through the things that like you've been through, it will make me so much closer, because guys, in the end of the day, we're all humans going through like, several tests in life. Some people are put on bigger tests than others, It will make me so proud to call you my sister or my mom or my, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Because in the end of the day, you are a beautiful human inside as well.
Yeah. I think I do feel that my family is very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a strong connection with my brothers. I grew up with 3 brothers, and they're just like, this is my sister, and that's all. That's like.
But talk a little bit about the dark times in your life when like you didn't know how to come out, like how, like not to make that decision, take that jump. You didn't know how to tell your parents. Like, let's talk about the darker times so you can inspire others to maybe take that jump with you.
Yeah. I just nothing was fitting in my life. Nothing was fitting in my life. I was like 18, 19, 20, 21, going to private school in Mexico, university. I had like all the right friends. I had all the right connections, the right apartment, the right car, everything in Monterrey, which is the city that I'm from. But nothing fit. I would look at myself in the mirror, and I didn't like myself. I didn't like my body. I didn't like what I looked like. And I would try to do little things to put it at ease. For example,
like self-destructive behavior.
I would let my hair grow a little bit long, and that would make me feel, that would like fulfill the feminine inside of me.
Do you feel that you fall into maybe
like that, until I realized this is not enough, because this is a lie and it's not enough, and who am I? And that's where it started. And of course, the dark times were probably the times where I felt very lonely. The times where I tried to date women, to have a girlfriend, which I did.
You'd be an awesome lesbian girlfriend, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm looking into it. But I was trying to fill the conformity of society in that time. And I was very, very sad. In that time, I was not falling into drugs or alcohol as much. That was later on. But I was falling into just depression, just really not wanting to see people, not really wanting to see anything but like school and my house, and that was it. Because I wasn't being myself.
Would you consider yourself the boss of your new life? And how can this journey inspire the people that maybe are not ready to take that jump yet, but then you can give them that little push? What is your gift to society today with all this journey? It's a very deep question, I know.
It's a very deep question. And honestly, I think it's the absolute certainty that it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Whatever happens, whatever, it's gonna be okay.
There's always gonna be people that love you, right?
Always gonna be people that love you, but first you have to love yourself and respect yourself. Also, so yes, I think if I could say something to people that are going through their own transgender journey, or any journey besides that, is that you have to be strong. Just reach within. There's many nights that I would cry myself to sleep, hugging my knees, and I remember just bawling.
And you get physically ill from being so sad and so depressed and so unhappy, right?
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. And then that I'm gonna be okay just changed to like, this is kind of weird. It changed to me telling me like, you're gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna be okay. Like, I would look at myself in the mirror, literally crying, and I'd be like, no, you're gonna be okay. You can do this. You're gonna be, and there was no one really that would guide me through it. The other transgender girls that I knew, or that were famous, or that were that I would see maybe out one time, like at a gay bar or whatever, were not very helpful. So for me now, that's why this is so important, that I wish that someone, when I was 19 or 20, would, one of those girls that was older, I'm 34 now, one of those girls that was probably my age back then, would look at me and say, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You have to go through it. It's all good. Because I didn't have that experience. So that's when it's so important for me now, when I meet transgender youth, to say that. And not only say that, but really give that energy out to them.
And also the tools to help them. So which brings me to my next point. So I want to always do self-development at a high school age, you know that. And it would be fantastic to actually touch this topic, because a lot of people don't have the balls to really talk about this. And so many people are curious, not just from living in the journey, but from people that are maybe in love to people doing that journey. It's such a, like a blurry lines. There's nothing said, like nobody really likes to talk about it or write about it. When you tackle this in high school, because think about it, you do art, science, fitness in high school. What happened to the self-development programs for our youth, like you said? You know what I mean? That's why I really support you in your nonprofit and your foundation. This is a very niche topic that we really need to talk about, because you are, in the end, humans. We are all humans. And the more we deal with this at an earlier point in our lives, the less hassle, pain, and suffering we're going to create for society as a whole later. You know what I mean? It's like a snowball effect almost. So whoever wants to support this cause, just know that Bianca is going to be also included in my self-development program for high school age in the school districts, because we both believe that this topic needs to be heard, and her journey has been beautiful. I've been following you for like, what, over 5 years now? Yeah. And I've seen the ups and downs.
Ups and downs. And it's so important. I love that you touched the subject of teens and self-development in teens, because like I'm saying, perhaps if I had that
platform,
and I would have felt very steady and balanced
and comfortable and loved,
younger, at that age, which now we see that too. And that makes me really happy. But
we can do more.
That are out there, we can definitely do more, because there's so much awareness to be brought to the subject, also from the parents' standpoint of view.
100%.
So that's also another big topic. I was very blessed to have a supported mother, supported father, parents, everything, because. But like I'm telling you, I did separate myself. I left.
You have to break up like a boss with your family, your culture, shame, pain. You have to break up with shame, your religion. You have to break up with so many things to be in tune with this topic, because it's such a big thing that takes over.
Not every teen has this
luxury.
This, for the family to be supportive. So my idea is to bring together the right platform to educate, as well as the teenager, the parents of the teenager as well. Because they are also suffering their own
journey. The parents are suffering their own journey, 100%.
I think I never stopped to really think about that until later on.
They're humans, they're people too.
Now when I talk to my mom, she does tell me like, well, yeah, it was not very easy, like sometimes I would think like, what could I have done differently as a parent? Did I do something wrong? And there's so much awareness to be brought in parents that have a transgender child. I just met a couple in New York that were amazing. They threw a bar mitzvah for their transgender child. And this child, her name was like very how do you say, ambiguous, o sea, se llamaba como Jessie o algo así, que puede ser hombre o mujer. So all the invitations, everything in the decor, they wouldn't say him or her. Like it wouldn't say she wants this. It would say like, Jessie invites you to Jessie's bar mitzvah. Like very precise,
very neutral, because there's so many shades in between.
Giving their child an opportunity to identify, because it was such an early age, and the child was already identifying as a male. Okay, so everything was not blue, not pink, but yellow and gold.
In the beginning, at a young age,
and
though,
I thought that was very progressive from parents.
if you know that your child has this, the thing is that you do have to set parameters when you are growing up and like when you're raising a child. You know what I mean? In the beginning, like you have to send to like a school that is similar to how you grew up. Like we take a lot of from our parents on how we grew up, and you want to give parameters and kind of limits to like how we're raising children. On that note, do you feel that it should just be like a free, wild experience of how to raise a child? Like, because the thing is that you have to know the signs, you know what I mean? You can't like put them away, but should you embrace them earlier? What's your opinion on that?
I think that would be beautiful. I think if we all understood that our souls are eternal and there is no real gender in the big picture of what the universe is, we come into this earth experience
To be loved.
And to express love
Yeah.
and to give love and to create love. That's what we're here for, to learn how to do that. And we keep coming back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We've done it thousands if not millions of times. Each one of us, everyone here in the room, everyone watching. We've been alive many different times, learning lessons. And I think that's a great lesson, that if you do see your child expressing a feminine or a masculine attribute that doesn't go accord to their, I'm not saying, oh, just let it like, oh, go. No, but really sit down to pay attention to who your child is as a person.
Yeah, it's like the same way that you
Because
approach it if he likes
personality.
math or art. Like if he likes math, art, or like fitness, you will be paying attention to these things in your kid already.
Not what is more convenient for
Exactly.
you. That is that's another great
It's
thing.
like you define out who that child is. You know what I mean? Not because like he is going to be doing something that you couldn't do in your childhood to validate you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So this has been a very nice topic. I want to expand a little bit more on that, but I do want to talk about like how it is to find love. So now we're gonna take a couple questions. Do you mind if we invite your other half over here? Hey guys, thank you so much for participating. So now we have your other half, Bianca. Tell us a little bit about how you met, how you feel, and what's the human connection that you shared together.
Well, how we met? Do you want to tell them how we met?
We met through an app, through Tinder. I saw your picture on Tinder, and I fell in love for your eyes, and then I decided to text you.
Well, but earlier we were talking about this, what we were gonna do today, and then he corrected me and he said, actually, we didn't meet on Tinder.
Yeah,
you saw
exactly.
me on Tinder.
Yeah, but I wrote you on Instagram.
Because on my Tinder I have, I sometimes don't check it, so I'd rather you message me on Instagram. So he messaged me and we started talking.
Yeah, exactly. We started
And
talking.
we went out the same day.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
day.
Would you
Yeah.
consider it to be instant connection? Was it all through pictures, or was there
I just wanted a
meeting
free
and you already
dinner.
knew each other in Magic Land?
No, look, what happened was like this. I saw the picture. I didn't read nothing what was written above the picture. And I saw the eyes. I say, okay, this is really nice. It's really interesting. I'm going to write her. And the same, I think the same day or the day after, yes.
Yeah, same day.
The same day, yeah. We start to chat a little bit, and then I start to make some jokes with her. And she started to
Yeah.
laugh. Okay, about the chicken, do you remember? Yeah. About that?
Yes.
Because she said, I am going to sleep very, very early. I said, well, are you going to sleep with the chicken like 6 p.m.? And also.
Yeah.
And then we had a date. It was really
That same
really
day.
You feel that you instantly clicked? Like you already knew each other?
Not me, no. It took me like a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Not a couple days, a couple
No, a
hours.
couple hours.
hours. No, we had. Okay, this is what's going on. We went to dinner. I was just like, I hadn't been out in like a couple weeks. I had been like super low key, and then I see this handsome Italian man asking me out to dinner. So I said yes.
And the accent's so cute, right?
Super cute.
Thank you so much.
So I basically, for me, it was just, I'll just go to dinner and see what's up. So in the beginning, like, no, we were just talking normal.
We spent the whole night just talking. This is what happened. We talked like I believe 4 hours. Then we brought your
And
dog.
we kept talking
yeah,
and talking and talking.
then we went walking with your dog.
Yeah.
We went talking like the whole night. We spent like hours talking. That's it.
So I didn't disclose being transgender because in my Tinder it says I disclose it in the description. I put that I am a transgender model, and that's what I do. And I'm thinking because usually when
Does
guys
he understand that though? Because he's from another country. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't know.
He didn't read it.
I didn't read it, honestly. No, I didn't read
Read
it.
it.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
read it. No,
No,
absolutely, I
he
did.
He just saw my pictures and he like decided to message me. That was
Yeah.
it. And that happens to me a lot on Tinder. But now I like before going
At what
out,
point do you
I tell them.
disclose that though? Like before
Before
the day,
going
after
out.
the day, like at what point do you disclose it in case they didn't read it though?
Or
Or before, when did you disclose it?
during the date.
Yeah.
During the date.
And what was the
Because
reaction of people?
During the date when the bill is paid.
That's a good one. I love
See,
it.
no.
I love it.
But no, I think during the date but it does say on my Tinder, on my profile. So I was thinking he already read it, obviously, because he wouldn't ask me any, because usually a guy will ask me, he'll have some questions. He'll be like, oh, so the typical questions. So he didn't ask me at all.
I didn't have any
So I
clue
was
about
like,
that,
oh,
really.
like, he's like pretty cool, like pretty open, and I kept going and we kept talking. So he's super, super gentleman. Él es super caballeroso. Super caballeroso. He, honestly, I will say that I don't think I've been with,
Well, he's not in Italy, so it's more like close to what, Switzerland? So you're like a little bit colder.
No. I'm not colder. I come from the south of Italy. No, I come from the south of Italy. No.
But he's
No, you know what happened?
chivalrous.
When I'm really interested to somebody, I don't run. I really don't run. I want to really go slow and enjoy every single moment of the dating with the person. And it happened really few times.
And that's when you build real connections.
Yes.
When you jump
and this is what happened to us because even after when she disclosed what she is, okay, nothing happened between us, but I'm still in love with this person. I love her soul, and I believe that she's sorry, but she's one of the most beautiful women that I met inside. Okay, not only outside.
And
Outside, it's obvious now.
Because it's very important to hear the story from the lover's side. You will inspire so many other guys to maybe open up to do what you're doing if you say it out loud. I want you to say it and embrace it because it's so inspiring to see somebody that can love so openly and so vividly.
I believe that love has different faces. Okay, even if between us there is no sex, we can love each other in the same way. I believe that she's part of my life right now. She will be part of my life also in future. Because I love her as a human being, as a person. She has so much to give. And we spend I'm here already 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We're hanging out like every day and we're spending our time.
4 years. It seems like you've been dating forever.
And we're spending our time talking about life, talking about what are the goals, what is her goals, what are my goals.
What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in a year, 3 years, 5 years?
Right now, my next goal is to move here. And to realize what is my dream and that I have already years. So from so many years.
Wait, what dream? Do you have a dream like that you made already, or you are?
No, I have a dream that I made already. But since I have 3 daughters, I had to wait
You have to reinvent yourself.
No, I had to wait that they grew up. So now they're older, so I can leave my country. I can come here to do what I want to do. This is
What is it you want to do in this country?
Real estate investor. That's my
nice.
job. Yeah, this is what I want to do. And
You mentioned daughters. How
Yeah.
did that conversation go with them
about
your relationship?
I told them, and they are not surprised about that. They say we know who you are, and we know that when you really love somebody, it doesn't matter what it is. And also they know something that for me is really important and different. I never trusted before in the relationship in friendship between men and women. This is the first time. For me, it's something that is shocking me because she's a woman.
You didn't trust.
No, I don't.
in a woman
I don't believe in relationship between friendship between men and women because on one of the side, basically there is something more than friendship. It's really difficult to manage a friendship, men and women, and this is our case. This is the first time in my life that I can say that I have a woman as a friend, and that I have a woman that I love as a friend. So this is something.
But there's of course the romantic factor between
I mean,
this
she's gorgeous,
dynamic?
obviously.
It's like, it's very different. The way that he and I connected was very intense, and it was, it's like everything just came together in that moment when we realized, like, literally, we turned to each other and we said, we've met before.
Yeah.
And
Do
he
you
was like,
believe in
yeah.
that, that your souls perhaps met
Yeah.
before and
Yeah.
it's a journey that you're taking
Yeah.
together for a
1,000,000%.
reason? Because remember,
1,000,000%.
like, you have to think about, like, what is the message of you together combined to society?
Yeah.
Right? Like, because when we have like a social responsibility of actually like creating a message, the tone of how our lives are going to be lived, when you are in tune with your partner on that message, it's something beautiful because it's two people doing it together, right?
I had never experienced anything like that.
Only when you met me, right? Bianca?
Well, yes, of course. Only when I met Gabby. But besides that, for real, I had never experienced what I was feeling and what I was getting as messages through feelings from the universe about who this soul next to me was. And that was very powerful, and it really changed me.
How did
and
it change you
changed
though?
him.
Get it specific. Like, how did it change you in the everyday life? Besides walking your cute dog.
We did well. I stopped talking to a bunch of guys. I really did. And you know me. I go on dates every day. I go have.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
like Transarella.
You know, yes.
We're gonna talk about
Mozzarella.
this later.
Yes.
This is an episode. It's on.
I mean, I've been out with all sorts of guys. I mean, sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But all sorts of guys, all sorts of super hot guys.
He's super hot.
Well, he's
I would
super
call him
hot,
super hot.
obviously.
Thank you so much.
Obviously. And I was just living life, you know. I had just divorced a year before, and I was just going through life, and I was like, I'm gonna have fun. I got my puppy because I said I'm gonna be single, and I'm gonna just focus on, well, one of the things, my inner self. Secondly, our new project and our nonprofit for transgender youth, and just me. That was it. I had no clue that I was gonna meet someone at this moment in my life that was like, I had met him many times ago, many times, and it just happens that now in this precise moment, this is me. This is my human body right now, you know, and
So
this
pretty
is
hot
his
human
human body right now.
What a body. What a body. What a body. Can't imagine.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we kind of have such a strong connection as soulmates and as energy beings, because he completely understands all of that. Me too. That we decided that, you know, we love each other forever. I mean, if you return to Italy and tell me, you know what, because he was dating before coming here, whatever, and I know, if you decide and you go and you tell me, you know what, I'm gonna pursue this now, like, I'm gonna be happy for you, like, because I love him.
Yeah.
Like, I love him.
Do you
so
love
much.
your ex the same way, the ex-husband? How was that breakup? What did it do to you?
That was now I realize that was me in another
Part
time
of the
of my
world.
life, where in another part of the world too, where I was living, but I was pushing it to make it happen. You know, I wanted to have that relationship to work. And so there, in my opinion, there is no let's make it work. Like, it works or it doesn't work. There is no let's make it work. No. When it is for you, it just
Happens
flows.
organic.
It just
It
happens.
should flow, but
Yes.
this like whole like idea of like it just works naturally doesn't happen though. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, there's
It's like work every day,
compromises.
you know
There's
that, right?
compromises. But I like with
It
him,
only
for
works if you're living
example.
alone.
Yes. Honestly, I feel like each one has to have their own life and their own house
Space.
and their own
It is
space and
important.
whatever.
Goals, aspirations, but you
Um,
have to meet it in a point that like you wanna do things together as well. You know?
Yeah.
And to shift this in life. Okay, well guys, this has been super beautiful. I really am proud to call you my friend. Mwah. And you are sending a beautiful message. Guys, if you want to support whatever Bianca is doing, because this topic is not touched, just message me and I will put you in contact, and we are going to create the most beautiful nonprofit foundation that is going to help the youth to really come out of their shell and express who they are. This is going to change not just each life that we're going to touch, but also society.